Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, Memo African Motives, still working on mathematics N2. So in this platform we shall have a continuation from the previous part that we worked on the question paper, which was actually written in March 2018. So in this platform we shall focus on question number 2, where we are given to factorize the following expression and have effect everything on question number 2 here. It's a total of 22 marks there. So let's see how we're supposed to obtain these 22 marks there. So you're given to factorize 16p squared minus 25 q squared minus 4p minus 5q, like this. Okay, we know that from our factorization, guys, whenever you are given 4 terms like this, you are going to group them or to separate them into 2 so that you can factor out what is common. But as you can see here, there is nothing that is common, but this is a direct difference of 2 squares, because this square root of 16, remember, square root of 16 is 4, and p squared is p, plus the square root of 25, which is 5, q squared, which is q. So remember, your difference of 2 squares, guys, one bracket is going to add, another bracket is going to subtract, like this. All right, so this is from these 2. And on these 2 terms, yes, we've got something which is common here, a minus, which is common. So we can factor only a minus here, which means you're going to be left with this bracket. So it'd be like a minus 1, like this. Then you'll be left with 4p, minus and minus, that's a plus, minus and minus, that's a plus. So it's going to be plus 5q, like this. All right. Now at this stage, we're going to see that these 2 brackets, they are the same. This bracket here and this bracket. So we can factor out this bracket because we've got 2 terms here and 2 terms here. So I want you to see what is going to happen if we factor out this bracket of 4p plus 5q, the one that is common. You are going to be left with this part here. When you remove this bracket, you're going to be left with 4p minus 5q, like this. Okay, when you factor out this out, or when you get this out, you're going to be left with minus 1, like this. So that is what you're going to remain with. As you can see, we no longer have anything that is common there, so which means we're just going to leave it like that. Okay, determine the lowest common multiple, which is the LCM, on question 2.2 of the following expressions. All right, these are the expressions that we need to determine the LCM. Remember, guys, to find the LCM, we need to first factorize all the expressions which are there. They has to be factorized. Okay, so let's factorize this one. X is common here, so you can factor out x, which is the highest common factor, the one with the least or the smallest exponent. Remember, guys, from our factorization. So if factorization, guys, is still a challenge, make sure that you watch the video on factorization. Okay, so you divide this x cubed, divide by x, which is going to give us x squared, minus x divided by x will cancel, which means you're going to be left with y squared there, something like that. All right. Then if you are to tell here inside the bracket, this is a difference of 2 squares, x squared minus y squared. As you can see, we are raising to the exponent of 2. So it's going to be x. Remember, one bracket adds, another bracket is going to subtract. All right. So this is our x cubed minus xy squared. Leave it like that. We move on to another one. Okay, we are given this 2x squared plus xy minus 3y squared, like this. All right, take note, guys, the type of expression that you're given there. Sorry, in order for you to apply factorization here, you're going to use the longer way, guys. 2x squared, let's just do this separate, and they don't show these stages actually in your memos, these ones, but this is actually what happened there. Remember how you factorize when the coefficient of x squared is not a 1, like this. You multiply the first term and last term. So it's 2x squared times minus 3y squared. 2 times minus 3, which is minus 6x squared y squared, like this. Okay, remember guys, the last type of part of factors that we did, that I told you that you're going to find factors of -6 which you add to get positive 1xy like this. So what are the factors of -6? We have got 3 and -2. 3 times -2, that's -6. 3 plus -2, that's a 1. So you're just going to put xy here, since there is xy in the middle term. And I told you that you're going to replace this in the middle term. So it is going to look like this: 2x squared. You replace the middle term with these two terms, plus 3xy minus 2xy minus 3y squared, like this. All right, so this is what you're going to have. So as you can see, we are back to the first question that we did, where we've got 4 terms. 1, 2, 3, 4. You separate into 2. Whenever you have forms 4 terms, try by all means to separate like this by grouping. So is there anything that is common in these two brackets? Yes, x is common here. So you can factor out x. That would be 2x squared divided by x, which is 2x plus 3xy divided by x. As you can see, x and x will cancel, but you don't cancel it, you just imagine cancelling. So you're going to be left with plus 3y like this. All right. Here, minus and minus and minus is common. We also have y, which is common, so it's minus y like this. And if you divide minus and a minus, that's a plus. Y and y will cancel, so which means you're going to be left with plus 2x. Minus and minus cancel. Y squared and y, you're going to be left with 1 of the y there, because there are 2. And this, we said, it cancels, it becomes a plus like this. And back even what we did in the first question, we saw that when the two brackets are the same like this, you factor out that common bracket, which is 2x plus 3y like this. You are remaining with x minus y like this. All right, so this is what you're going to have. So from this part, let's just write it here. So here we obtained 2x plus 3y like this into x minus y. All right, so this is what you're obtaining. The first one, this is what we obtained, this is what we obtained. All right, let's move to the last one. The last one was 2x squared minus 4xy like this plus 2y squared. Okay, it's like it's similar to this one, but it's not, because here 2 is common. So you can start by factoring out 2. So if you factor out 2, this is going to be x squared minus 4 divided by 2, which is minus 2xy. 2 and 2, we're going to be left with y squared like this. All right, but this time it's going to be different from the previous one, this one that we had. Why? Because the coefficient of x squared was a 2, so that is why we had to do the longer way. This time the coefficient now of x squared is 1. We are talking about this part that is left here. So remember, when the coefficient of x squared is 1, you simply open two brackets, so you're going to be left with x and x, which is the first term. All right, then here we want two terms. As you can see, we have got y squared, this one. So we want factors of y squared, two numbers that you multiply to get y squared, but when you add them, they are going to give us minus 2y. This is what you take. Since this x is already indicated, you are left with minus 2y like this. This is what you need. So which means you're talking about these two terms here, minus y and minus y. If you multiply minus y and minus y, it's a positive y squared. If you add this, it's like minus 1y plus minus 1y like this. So minus 1 plus minus 1, that's minus 2. So these are the two terms, minus y and minus y. So you just write them as they are, minus y and minus y like that, as they are. So that means that is what we are having there after factorizing. Okay, so now what is going to be the LCM? Remember, the question is asking us to determine the LCM, and I told you that LCM, you take everything that is given, every term should be taken. So let's start with terms which are outside of the bracket. Remember, we are working with these three, this one, and this one. So as you can see, x and 2, these ones are outside of the bracket. We can start with this. We are going to take these two. LCM, you take everything, so it's 2x. All right. We have got this bracket of x plus y here. It's appearing, so you have to take it, everything, x plus y like this. All right. We move on to x minus y, but this one, we also have it here, and we also have them here. There are many here, because this one is same as 2 into x minus y squared. So remember, you take where there is the highest exponent. So you're going to take these two, which is x minus y squared, like this. All right. What else do we have? 2x plus y is there. LCM, every term should be written. Okay, so that is your LCM. Let's say the question was asking us about the HCF. What was going to be the HCF? Remember, HCF, I told you it must be common throughout. As you can see, in terms of these numbers which are outside the bracket, there's nothing that is common, so you're not going to take anything. We move on to the brackets. We've got this bracket of x plus y. We can't see it anyway, so it's not common. You're not going to take it. X minus y. We have x minus y here. We have x minus y here. It's common. So that was going to be your highest common factor. Is the bracket which is common, or terms which are common throughout. That is your highest common factor. All right, so that's what we had. But in this case, the question was asking us for the LCM only. But just in case, okay, simplify the following. A squared c minus b squared c over a squared minus 2ab plus b squared, like this. Divide by, so remember, you introduce multiplication and you invert the fraction, because there's a division there. So it's going to be a minus b on top over ac plus bc, like this. All right. So let's factorize, guys, because we've got common things here. A is common. We do not have A, it's only C. So C is common here. You're going to be left with, all right, I want you to see what is going to remain when you factor out C. You're going to remain with A squared, like this, minus B squared. All right, that's A squared minus B squared, like this. But what is A squared minus B squared? This is the difference of two squares, A plus B into a minus b. So you're not going to leave this. You have to write your difference of two squares here, a plus b, a minus b, like this, over. If you are to cross check this one that we are factorizing and the one that we just factorized here, it's one and the same. So you see, these guys, they just repeat. X squared minus 2xy plus y squared, but now it's different that they just said a b, a b. So it's a b, b squared. So as you can see, we are going to obtain the same thing. So this is a b, this is a b. So it's going to be a minus b, a minus b. So this is what you're going to have. Take note, the 2 here was for this number which was already outside. I'm talking about this part, this one. Are you seeing that is the same thing that we did on this question, which is the same here? This is just repeated as it was. Okay, times a minus b over, here c is common again. You can factor out c, which is a plus b, like this. C cancels, c cancels. Okay, now we can cancel because we are multiplying. So remember, the numerator versus the denominator, you can cancel. 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 So as you can see, we have cancelled everything. So the answer is just going to remain as a 1 there. We are going to obtain a direct 1 there. That is what you're going to have as our final answer there. All right, anyways, let's see another part that we were given again to simplify. So as you can see, algebra, guys, it's all about factorization. So please, if you haven't watched the videos on factorization, please do so, guys, so that you'll be able to move with us. All right, then we're asked again to simplify on 2.32. This time we are adding, we are subtracting, but this case is just one and the same as what we did on addition and subtraction. So guys, I think we managed to work on those videos and so forth. Okay, so there we have got x squared minus 16. So you know that this is difference of two squares, because 16 square root of 16 is 4. So this can be written as square root of as x squared minus 4 squared. So remember, we've got x and 4, so it's x plus 4, x minus 4. So you're going to have x plus 4 into x minus 4 like this. All right. So this is what you're going to do, guys. You are adding, you're subtracting at the same time. So you find the LCD of everything, which is the LCM of all the numbers, all these denominators. So just like what we did previously, we just calculated the LCM, and we said LCM is supposed to be, you take everything. So as you can see, x plus 4, here it's repeating here. So you just take it once. So it's x plus 4, x minus 4. Here we also have x minus 4. It's repeating here. So just take it once. You only take brackets if they were like this. You only repeat brackets. Maybe it was x plus 3 into x minus 3, maybe like this, plus 2 over x plus 3. Then you can take these ones, which are many here, because they are on one fraction, not to repeat one fraction to another fraction. No, you just write it once. Okay, so remember the concept of adding and subtracting, guys. We said we maintain the LCD throughout. So you're going to divide LCD, divide by this. Remember, we just assume like we are dividing, just an imagination. So this and this will cancel. You're going to be left with x minus 4, but it's going to be multiplied to 4 like this. So it's going to be 4 into x minus 4 like this. All right, plus you move on to this stage, you do the same. Your LCD divide by x minus 4. As you can see, x minus 4 will cancel. So you're going to be left with x plus 4. So don't cancel, just as imagine as if you are cancelling there. So you're going to be left with x minus 4 minus 8x times what you're going to obtain. You divide again this bracket. As you can see, these two and these two are the same. So you're going to obtain a 1. So you're going to multiply 8x with a minus 2 to 1 like that. All right, so what's the next stage, guys? As you can see, it's a matter of expansion. You have to expand the brackets. The LCD repeats as it is. Don't do anything here, just write as it is. Okay, so let's expand brackets. 4 times x, that's gonna give us 4x. Okay, what else? 4 times minus 4, which is minus 16. That's minus 16 here. 4 and minus 4. X times x, which is x squared here. This x and this x and 4, which is plus 4x, minus 8x times 1, which is minus 8x, but this is 1. All right, so let's collect like terms, guys, and see what you're going to have here. This is what you're going to remain with. 4 plus 4, that's 8. Take note, 4 plus 4 minus 8, which is 4 plus 4, 8. 8 minus 8, that's a 0. So this and this will cancel. That's a 0. So you're going to be left with x squared minus 16. All right, over this x plus 4, x minus 4 like this. Okay, but we talked about x squared minus 16 before. Yeah, this is the one that gave us these two brackets. Remember, guys, from the beginning here, x squared minus 16, this one. This is the one that we factorized and obtained these two brackets of x plus 4 and x minus 4. So it means this is going to give us the same brackets. Suppose it's the same thing that repeated, but it only that it repeated. So over the LCD as it was. All right, now you can cancel. Why? These are all under multiplication. These two are multiplying, these two are multiplying. So you have the power now to cancel this and this and this can cancel now. So you're going to be left with 1 over 1, and 1 over 1 is a 1. So as you can see, guys, this whole part was going to reduce to give us a single number, which is just a 1 like that. So these are the stages actually that you're supposed to take whenever you are working with algebra. That is normally on question number 2. They will ask you similar questions like this, which needs you to apply or to use your techniques of factorization in order for you to answer those questions. So that's how they are going to ask these questions, guys. So what you need is to revise more question papers before exams. So that's it, guys, for Mason African Motives, working on engineering science, working on mathematics. This is mathematics, guys, mathematics N2. So we shall meet again in our next class, as we shall be working on the next questions from this question paper. So if you are new, you can consider subscribing, guys, so that you become part of the family Mason African Motives. Till we meet again.